Good afternoon. It is Sahara, your friend, your astro friend, Sahara. I'm going to be doing one of my favorite things today. It is called Astro Dice. If you know anything about the house system, or you can learn it as you go along, you're going to learn how valuable this is. It's based on an astrological house system. For instance, this is the first house right here. This is the second house. This is the third house, the fourth house, the fifth house, the sixth house, the seventh house. This is the partnership house. This is the eighth house, ninth house, 10th house, 11th house, and 12th house. If you know those things, you know a little bit about the planets, it starts to become quite the learning experience for you. And I like to use Astro Dice. I know somebody that sells them discount if you want some. I don't sell them, but she has extremely reasonable prices. This is the house system. For instance, I just showed you the first, second, third house, etc. And these are also the houses. So if you were to get something to fall on your fourth house, and you had it rolled in here, this is the fifth house, so that would mean a child in the home. So as well, these are your signs. This is Scorpio. This is Virgo, etc. Then you have your planets. This is, let me see what we got here. Mars, the moon, La Luna, looks like Venus, etc. So where they fall can be kind of interesting. This is a different kind of camera setup. I hope it's not too, well, we'll work with it. It's always a learning process. So you have an idea how that goes. And I had two questions I wanted to ask. One is for a client who wants to know a real estate and estate question, which is interesting. It shows how this can work with personal interests. But I've been focusing a lot on world and national things, and I'm very drawn to the Kavanaugh situation, which is, kind of it's just a very volatile situation. I did have a dream about Kavanaugh, and I didn't know quite how to interpret it. Kavanaugh was like the little Dutch boy paint company, and one of the symbols is we cover the world, and it had, I think it has a little boy with a bucket of paint, a little Dutch boy, and I wondered, is this guy Dutch? I couldn't figure out, and how is he covering the world? But what I saw was a bucket that was completely full, and one extra drop hit the bucket, and the that was the drop or the straw that broke the camel's back or made the bucket of paint overflow. Okay, so I thought, well, that was a dream, and how to interpret it. Is it a situation that flows over to the world? Because I saw the world be covered. But it's also a situation that has a domino effect, and it's the last drop of something. So, does this mean that he's kind of a known white supremacist, and it is scary because they are kind of Nazism and whites. There's always I call them a rogue bludger from Harry Potter that's going to ruin the whole game. So I mean, it's really scary. Are people like him taking over? Or is this the last drop? I do feel like it's the last drop, the last hurrah for these white 1% that want to turn the. That's just, we all know what they want to do. They just do yeah, without conscience. They don't care who. No, you've heard it all. So, it's very scary. So let's see what these after I show, and then after that I can show some semi-precious gems. Oh, look, everything fell in the third house of communication. Secrets. You see, the sun fell in the third house of communications. And I hope you can see it, but this is the sun. If you were sitting here, you'd see it pretty clearly. And then this is Scorpio. This is the planet of secrets. It's several things. Scorpio it's also it's the end of something. Scorpio is secrets. It's also sexual issues, and this is communications. Well, this whole scenario with the Trump and the GOP, we have third house communications, communications, communications. That's a big issue in our lives right now. The way the uh, elections were influenced by telecommunications and mass media. It's changed the whole game. So the whole game has focused on who can spread the most, what would you call it, influence, technological, social. And that's how everything fell in this whole, and this is sex. Scorpio is people with sexual problems. Not all Scorpios have sexual problems, but that's what these things equate to. So things are coming up. Stormy Daniels kind of set things off, and their inability to keep their pants on, and sadly, and so then there's the sun, and where the sun shines, that's where the spotlight is. This is the center of all things. Now, let's see what we got over here. That about says it, but that's not. What that's showing is this is undoing. This is, and these are people not telling the truth. I am an astrologer. I know when I get Scorpio in the third house position of a person, I can't get them to fess up, to tell me what's going on. How can I read their chart when they're so secretive? So this is secrets. They're smiling at you, but they're not, and you know it's to their detriment. If you just tell the truth right from the start, you don't go to an astrologer with a question and then try to fool the astrologer. You end up with a mess. So I've seen this happen. They're smiling faces. They tell lies. That's what this is. And they switch. This is the switchy house. The Gemini is two-faced. You all know that. Gemini says one thing one day and next thing the other day. They're kind of bipolar, really. Geminis are. Sorry to my Gemini friends that are so much fun and so chatty and so interesting. But you might change your mind in everything you say the next day. Let's see what we've got here. This is a little guy wants to fall in the 8th house. You see, this is the 8th house right here. 7, 8. The way it's falling is, this is falling in it. Money. Let's see if this is showing the 2nd house. You have money. This is a money question. You see, this is shared monies. You have taxes, this shared monies, banks, shared money, stock market. Everything's in the 8th house, which is shared monies, and this is the 2nd house, money. So, and these two things are, this is money not where it's supposed to be. That's the best way to explain it. This is the 2nd house. This is the eighth house of other people's monies. And it's taxes, banks, everything that is a shared resource. This kind of tells the story right here. Now, how is this going to work out for a country? I mean, we all might have misjudged Mr. Kavanaugh. He might be the most wonderful person in the world. I would like an answer. And is this going to be the thing that covers the world with their evilness, or is it resolved? There's money locked up here. This is a vault. There's too much money riding on this, and this is a vault. It's the only way I can put it. I would say I'm picking up on things like Fort Knox, locked up money, great big vaults full of money, and that's what this is world power, and it's all resting on communications. That's the way this is. Now, is this good for all of us? Let's find out. Next, I have a whole bunch of collected gems. There are all kinds of things, stones that I've collected for whatever reason that appeal to me, and I have lots. So I only want to use a few because I can cover the whole wheel with these gemstones. So let's see what we've got. Oh, look! Oh, things are coming to light. This stone is clear. That's good. Things are coming to light here, and we have health issues. Then I suppose that one of the things that this is writing on is health issues. And one of the big problems with Kavanaugh is women's health. How the white GOP Christian supremacists, why they always want to be messing with other people's personal lives, I don't know. Because they're the people that have the big problems, aren't they? I mean, we have sex, lies, and videotapes, and then every time you turn around, there's a legislature wanting to mess around with other people's personal lives and their money. And why, I don't know. And somehow it all has to do with Christianity. If you can connect those things together, that would be very interesting. What we've got here is the money house got knocked over here with the health issues. This means there's some health issues going on. Trump, Kavanaugh, women's rights, and voting on health issues is a big deal. They don't they want to go into outer space, but they don't have enough money for health issues, people, Medicare, and taking care of the people that elected them. We have, this is things are coming to light. Things are becoming known. This is somehow, these are both rose quartz. Somehow, the good guys, the clarity, the people with love in their hearts. When you have this, it's like an angel. Think of a rose quartz. They're shining something where love is going to beat out this evilness. Now here, this is not good. This one is not good. These two things are not good. This is an ending. This is a black. This is, I forgot what this is called, but it's a very magical gem, and it's right in the 12th house of endings, secrets, and self-undoing. And this is bad health once again, but this is an ending. So this is going to end. This is bad health. Where is it? In the 10th house. This is our leaders. There's sickness here. This is a sick S-I-C-K situation. So the government's going to change this sickness here. And this is self-undoing. This is the house of self-undoing. It means a lot of things. This is a lot of health issues by our leaders. Somebody gets very sick. We already lost John McCain, and he was a hero. So we have sickness in the 12th and 6th house. This is so much about health issues, not only with our leaders. There's some very ill people, like physically ill. I don't know about their mental condition. Well, I do with Scorpio here in the third house. It's too much. Just a lot of bipolar. They say one thing and do another. I'm assuming that Kavanaugh is a lot like Trump because all of this, Trump is a Gemini. I mean, you say one thing, do another. Not, and some of my best friends are Geminis, and it's so much fun. They're not all like that. That's silly. You can't stereotype like that. But this is illness. This is our country sick, our leaders sick. This is health issues. The 12th and 2nd house is huge health issues. I think some nurses are going to go on strike. Watch. So here we have Scorpio kind of got moved over here on the 4th house of endings. This is an ending. I will have to leave that with you. We have an ending. We have transparency. Transparency has come into the picture, and the light of day shows up. Now, I've seen some of the psychics on TV and the YouTube, and unfortunately, they're not objective. I can't be either. If I didn't have a one way or the other about the government, Kavanaugh, I would still go illness, house of undoing. This is an arrow right into the health system. This worries me because will these people like Trump and Kavanaugh and Mitch McConnell wreck our health system that takes care of people? Will it continue its terrible demise? I mean, it's just terrible. I'm not seeing the military in here, thank God. But this is the light of day here. This is where things are uncovered. And this is illness in our government and illness in our leaders. So what's going to happen with Kavanaugh? The truth will come out. He will be undone. But these are not kind planets, except for this. These two guys are like two angels protecting us. And some stuff about schools and the school system. They can't interfere with our young people any more than they have. So I would say with this in the 2nd house, the issue is the 2nd house, the 2nd house right in the middle of our wheel. So this is, of course, all about money. We have a polarity here of these two clear. All of a sudden, we're going to have transparency sooner or later, and the truth will be told. I'm not seeing, there's a lot of bad stuff, illness of our leaders, not telling the truth, not knowing the truth. It's one thing not to tell the truth, but if you have bipolar people, they don't know the truth one day from the other. But you do have this clarity, transparency. That was a word used a lot in the Obama elections. You never hear, and he would say transparency. You don't hear Donald Trump and Kavanaugh and any of the GOP leaders even saying the word transparency. That word has disappeared from our vocabulary, whereas Obama and leaders like him said, we are going to be transparent. So I think transparency wins. How smooth and easy it will be, that I cannot say. Is our health system in jeopardy? Yes. Women's health? Yes. Health of young children? Yes. But you can't lead with this kind of sickness going on here, and the transparent agents will come and save us, and God bless America. You must subscribe to get more of these videotapes. I love, love, love bringing them to you. And to keep up with things that come out, um, I often reference to things that I've done in the past. And don't email me and say, "Where's the thing you said about so and so?" Please, just stay on board, stick with me, work with me, baby.